Chances are you clicked on this video because the title intrigued you, and if I can only give you one thing to take away from this video, it's that you can either win or you can make excuses, but you can't do both. You must take action, because making excuses implies that you are excusing yourself out of taking the action necessary to get to where you want to go. Let's talk about the gym, because that's probably one of the things I've been most consistent with recently. If you have a goal to gain muscle or to lose fat or both, your goal does not care about you feeling sad, feeling tired, or just not wanting to do it. Your muscle isn't going to build itself. The fat isn't going to burn itself. You have got to do it, which means you have to be there working. You cannot be excused and taking yourself out of the situation and the action that is needed to do what you need to do. Recently, I did some door-to-door sales for a solar company in Texas, and on the way out there, my flights got messed up, and I ended up spending 36 hours in the airport and on planes. And in that time, I didn't really sleep and I didn't really eat. So as you can imagine, after all that time, I was pretty out of it. And when I got out there, I was like, oh, well, I just had like a rough experience in the airport. Like, I don't need to knock right away. I need to rest, whatever. And a few days into that, I realized that I had been making excuses. The excuse that I was tired, the excuse that I had had a rough experience a few days prior and I wasn't ready, or I wasn't sharp enough in the mind to do the work. And the thing is, my goal doesn't give a shit. It doesn't care. I should have gone out tired. I should have gone out unprepared, because I hadn't they had given me a new pitch and I hadn't had that one memorized, and I should have just gone out there and tried. In between doors, read the pitch, go on the next door. Okay, pitch them. Oh, that was trash. They rejected me. They said, get out of here before I call the cops. Cool. At least I can say I did it. At least I am probably getting a little better each time. And I didn't do that. I basically excused myself for days until I realized that that wasn't doing anything for me. I literally was getting no closer, and life is not going to care. It's going to throw all these curveballs at you, and the reason successful people are successful is because they take accountability, responsibility, and they stop making excuses and they take action. What makes you think you are going to get from point A to point B, from where you are now to your goal, where you want to go, if you are always making excuses, excusing yourself from taking action, from doing what you know you need to do to get there? What makes you think you're going to get there if you're excusing yourself all the time? So my challenge for this video, my little call to action here, is going to be find just one thing that you have been making excuses for, identify the most common excuse you give yourself, and then say, you know what? Every time I think of this excuse, I'm going to throw it away and I'm going to do it automatically, because I've identified that it's an excuse and that it is holding me back from where I need to go. I decided to write down some excuses right now that have been in my mind the past few days for getting some work done. And I'm going to share them with you because I think it might help to see some examples of somebody that's trying to do things and having... I did write some doubts down, but I'm not going to read them because this video is about excuses. And so I've got my journal with my horrible handwriting right here. Number one excuse is I'm tired. So for some reason I have been really tired for a second. And I realized, dude, winning doesn't care. Getting what I want doesn't care. Helping people doesn't care. You do it or you don't. If you're excusing yourself from doing it, from taking the action, you're not going to get there. So tired is number one. My brain feels too sluggish. I think this is probably to do with sleep. I also drink a lot of water, just in case, because I think that can help. But when I'm reading, because I've got all of these books right here that I've either read or reading, and it sucks when you feel tired because it's hard to read, it's hard to retain the information. You read like a paragraph, then realize you didn't retain any of it, so you read it again and realize the same thing, and so maybe you take a break and walk around and come back. That's what I do. But you can't let that be an excuse either. Like sometimes, like yesterday, I'm reading a book on my Kindle, and I was like, you know what? I just need to start reading it. if I have to reread a line 5 times, so be it, because if that's what it's going to take, that's what it's going to take. My brain feels too sluggish is the second excuse that I'm killing right now. I want to do XYZ right now, so I'd rather do XYZ right now. I'd rather go hang out with my family. I'd rather go hang out with a girl. I'd rather XYZ. I'd rather do this. Well, go ahead. Have fun. Go do it. But then you do not even deserve at all to complain to anybody about anything that you want and don't have because you haven't taken the action. Okay, last one. I don't know for sure if this will work. So I've been filming these videos, and actually my channel has been getting some views, been getting some subscribers. I'm very grateful for you guys. I'm hoping to provide value for people, and the main reason I'm doing this channel is so I can film my progress, as I've stated a lot. But I don't know for sure if it'll work. And a lot of people have done a lot of things that at first they weren't sure of, but they believed in themselves and they put in the work. They didn't make it, and they didn't give any room for excuses. They said, okay, there's this quote by Ed Milet. I believe it's by Ed Milet, and it goes, all you can do is all you can do. And I think successful people, whether they know that quote, realize it, think about it, or not, live by it, because they do all they can do, and then they sit back and I guess they are in a receiving mode for the universe. They wait for it to come to them, but they aren't just sitting passively waiting for it to come for them. They are They are doing all they can do and saying, all I can do is all I can do, and then the rest is going to come to me. But you can't do all you can do if you're excusing yourself from some of the things you need to do. So I guess with that, I will actually wrap up the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.